One thing I wrote for Monday at Boston Sports Journal, I sort of did my annual, took a little bit of time, but I did my annual look back, talking to NFL executives. Certainly one I definitely talked to for a long time about all of them. Then their stuff came up about Javon Baker and a few other guys that I had to check with the rest of the league. So I just wanted to get the background on the Patriots draft picks. You guys know that I don't do much of a deep dive on the draft picks. When I do look at the draft picks, it's all film stuff, and we know that that the success, guys going from college to pros, often doesn't come down to what you see on the film. It comes down to the player, their habits, their personality, their characteristic, how hard are they going to work, like all that stuff. So I call guys I've talked to for years in this league, and this executive basically read from their scouting reports on these guys. I don't think a lot of it was major. Certainly, Javon Baker is a guy that there's a lot of people in the league that aren't sure whether this is going to work out. They think that fourth round was a bit too rich for all of his concerns. One league executive I talked to thinks that half the league had him off their boards. I will say that the kid certainly has talent. There's no doubt about that. There's a term in terms of like when you look at these draft picks, how much you're going to have to babysit them, keep an eye on them, all that stuff. Like there's basically different levels. There's, no maintenance. The guy's going to do things on his own. He'll be fine. There's light maintenance, might have to keep an eye on them a little bit. And then there's the heavy maintenance guys, which is they're going to have to be coached hard. You're going to have to keep an eye on them off the field. Javon Baker fell into that area for this scout. Reading from some of it, he was a non-fit grade-wise. His character stuff was a concern, heavy maintenance. There was a deal where there was a car that pulled up next to him. That was with 4 white males who made racist comments towards him. He flashed a gun. The police showed up. He was honest with them. That was 2021. Then there's a bunch of stuff, just stuff from reckless driving, multiple fights, suspensions at Alabama. Went to jail. Charge was dropped. There's multiple gun incidents. Some other stuff. Family background history is not great. So there's a lot of stuff with him. When all that stuff, I try to, when stuff is somewhat alarming, I check with other league sources on this stuff, including a source close to Javon Baker, who basically confirmed everything that was in that report. But another executive brought up the father, Gerald Baker, Javon Baker's dad, has been an issue in the past. He's the scout said, the stories about Caleb Williams' father. This is times 10. He wants to be part of everything. Everything is about money. If Javon's not playing, there could be an issue. He's not afraid to stick his nose in. When the kid is away from the father, it wasn't so bad. If he's there and involved, look out.
Testing my skills on Prize Picks this season is the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $1,000 with just a few taps. Use the code CLNS for the first deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
Take the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets at Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code CLNS and get $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices, guaranteed.
From what I can glean, Alabama didn't want Javon Baker anymore. He was supposed to go to Kentucky, but Kentucky basically said, And I think he went there for a workout or something along those lines. And Kentucky was like, thanks, no thanks. You know, UCF worked out with Gus Malzahn, who has publicly said really nice things about Javon Baker. And, but in NFL circles, they know, because these UCF coaches talk to them and give them the honest assessment. Baker was supposed to go back to UCF for this year and agreed to a big NIL deal, and including got, you know, a decent chunk of coin up front. He got the upfront money. Next day he declared for the draft. There's expected to be litigation and all that coming up. We'll have to see if that goes away or not. Already, since he's been with the Patriots, there's a social media posts, which the Patriots are not happy about. Also, the fact that that on right before he was due to report to rookie camp, he fired longtime agent Joe Linta. Joe, I've known Joe for years. Him and Bill used to do a lot of work together. You know, he's one of the really good guys in this business. He usually represents really good players off the field, stuff like that. I don't know why he represented Javon. He wouldn't answer questions when I asked him, other than to confirm that he was fired by Baker. And Baker decided to go with an agent I've never heard of, Jason Davis, who has negotiated 7 contracts. Also, one other thing, I don't know if it happened, but Baker was supposed to show up for OTAs with an entourage, like publicist, bodyguard, other stuff. He's a 4th round pick.